Hi everyone, I'm Charu. Welcome to Moonmind Art School YouTube channel. Come, let's paint the beautiful maple leaf with watercolor paints. First, draw this basic structure of the leaf and then start drawing detailing with me. So these basic structures will help you to align all the shapes in the right position instead of start drawing all these tiny details which I'm adding now at the early stage. So you can go back to the starting of the video and pause the video for that basic structure. Then you can continue adding these details. That will save a lot of time of your sketching process. Make sure you're using watercolor paper. I've already posted a video for beginner watercolor supplies list. Please take a look at it and you will get a better clarity of which materials to use. Once finished sketching, use a kneadable eraser to completely reduce the tone value. I'm not completely erasing here anything. And here I'm using three brushes, one medium size brush like size 6 or 8 size brush and two tiny brushes like one zero size and another one is liner brush. If you don't have liner brush, you can continue using the zero size round brush. As a very first step of the painting process, we're going to wet the surface entirely inside the leaf shape only. One thin layer of water has to be spreaded all over. One or two times if you do, the water will stay a little longer until you finish the painting. At the bottom of the leaf, I'll start with lemon yellow. All these process initial steps, I'm using size 8 round brush. And next step as a next layer, just little going above, I'm mixing the color of crimson lake and lemon yellow. This will give you slightly darker tone. And moving forward, we're using crimson lake, a little mix of yellow color in this. We'll get this little reddish orange shade. Each leaf I'm applying this pigmented pink shade at the top. It won't look purely pink because we slightly mixed with yellow, so it'll go more closer to like reddish orange shade. Do not ended up only doing all those layers separately. Bring the color towards middle also, so it'll look more natural and realistic. I'll again repeat the same yellow mixed pink color tone for that vibrancy, and the transition from lighter shade to dark you can clearly see. After finishing all the layers of background, make sure to use a tiny brush like size 0 round brush and finish those edges, the tiny edges. Because we used a medium size brush, which no need to go until the edges of the leaf. So you can use a liner brush for fine detail. Let the first layer completely dry. In the meantime, you can also finish that stalk with a mix of crimson lake and burnt umber. Any brown shade you can use, a little bit of brown mixed along with crimson lake, pink color. After finishing all these, once the first layer is completely dry, try adding those darker values like shadow areas of the leaf with the same color mixing, which is crimson lake and burnt umber. Maybe burnt umber, the brown color could be a little extra. To create a illusion of darker old leaf patches, we're creating this dark patches. Make sure you're not creating these in the path of vein line, leaving the negative areas for vein lines in the middle. Take a separate paper and do this practice. Do not use the full thickness of the brush, only use the tip of the brush and move your brush towards above and little bit shaking hand for the detail of the leaf with which is vein lines of the leaf. So both left and right you can do the same technique and add some small branches as well. These lines can be created with the color mixing of crimson lake and a tiny bit of burnt umber is the exact color mixing. So you can pause the video here and complete this vein line fully using a small size brush. Do not use the full thickness of the brush while you're doing this. After finishing all that, you can start with the final detail, which is some spots like textures of the leaf. The texture color mixing is more closer to black color. Do not use black directly. So instead, mix the color blue and brown color. Blue is like dark blue, like indigo or Persian blue, And finally, you can use Payne's Gray for the shadows. Light direction is coming from left side, so I'm creating the shadows the right side of the leaf bottoms. Either Payne's Gray or any blue color maybe. And make sure the color is not too pigmented. It can be little transparent. Add more water and use the tiny bit of the paint for this shadow. So otherwise it'll look more harsh shadow. After finishing the shadows, I'm going to create a frame. This is optional. You can also choose your own color. Using a flat brush, I'm creating those borders like a frame. So when you're hanging on wall or just sticking on the wall, it'll look like a finished wall hanging piece. Hope you enjoyed. I would love to see all of your practice. Post it on Instagram or story and tag me as moonmind_art school. Subscribe my channel for more interesting watercolor tutorial videos and see you in the next video. Bye.